This is something that's only been dreamed about for so long. Prayers that have been said over and over and have been unanswered for so many years. I'm not exaggerating. There's many groups of young girls in this community and throughout Jewish communities around the world that do similar things, work with special children, help parents that have special children, but to have a group of young men doing it, something so outstanding and unfortunately so rare, that's a tremendous thing that you're even here, to hear this potential opportunity that you're hopefully going to embark upon. So it's really an incredible thing, and I'm so excited to even be any part of it whatsoever. Just want to compliment all those involved, yourselves for coming, and for those people who helped develop and coordinate this program. Project Leah in conjunction with OHEL and the Jewish Women's League. Be praised to the heavens. I want to thank Amy Nevo, Michelle Wilkoff, Sylvie Ryder, and David Sharif for their involvement and coordination in this effort. This is a tremendous program. Everyone should have atzlach and bracha through this. You should see great success and growth. You know, raising children is always challenging. It's a tsar gidol bana, and that's in any situation. Always challenge to raise children, and you don't realize it until you have a child yourself, and then you realize how great your parents really were. So it's a tremendous challenge. But when you teach a child something, when they become of the age where you can begin to teach them, let's say even how to dress, you might teach them how to put their socks on. Explain it to them once, explain it to them twice, you'll show it to them a third time, you'll show it to them a fourth time, a fifth time, a sixth time. And somewhere before you get to a dozen times, the child begins to chak. The child begins to get it. The parent will see the child playing with the sock and trying to figure out how to get that over their foot. And for a while, the heel will be upside down and the toe will be sticking long way out. But they begin to get the idea how to put the sock on. And then an amazing thing happens. They don't wait to be told about the next article of clothing. They're so excited they figured out the sock that they begin to play with their shoes. Or they'll start playing with their pants, how to get the legs in the pants the right way. Or they'll put on a pair of gloves, or they'll put a hat on. And even if it looks awkward and funny, they're already expanding and they're growing into the next challenge, and they're so excited. And when a parent sees that, it gives the parent so much nachas to see the child accomplish that little minor step that most of us wouldn't even think twice about. When the child can do that little action, it brings such a ruach chayim to the parent. They feel so fulfilled. They feel they accomplished something. They taught their child how to put on a pair of socks. It's an amazing accomplishment. You won't understand that until you see it yourself. See your own children begin to walk or to crawl. A lot of it they're doing innately, but teaching them how to do things, hold a toothbrush, how to wash their face without getting their shirt wet, how to clothe themselves. These are steps that have to be taught. And when you see a child doing it, it brings tremendous flavor to life. The parent is so enthusiastic, so happy, he wants to run down the street saying, guess what? My child put a pair of socks on. It's an amazing step forward. However, when you have a special child, you could teach that child once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 12 times, 25 times, 50 times, 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times how to put that pair of socks on. And that child could be in his 20s or in his 30s, and he still might not understand it. He seems to get it, he wants to do it, but he always has the heel sticking up, or the toes 3 inches extended. The shoes are always on the wrong feet. The tie's never quite right. They can't quite put a hat on. They don't know which way the shirt goes. They're trapped. They're trapped in the physicality of their bodies. They have beautiful neshamas. They want to grow like everybody else. They want to be great like everybody else. But on some of the most basic things, they just can't get it. Not to any fault of their own. And when a child has that disability, the parents have a tremendous struggle. They're dying for a sense of flavor, of happiness. We accomplished something, and it's always withheld just a little bit. Parents are almost broken. They can't get the child to finally figure out which is the right foot, which is the left foot, no matter what they do. And the siblings are affected, and the grandparents, and the cousins, and the friends, and the neighborhood, and everyone is affected, all looking and praying and yearning that that child will get it. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. 20 years, 30 years, sometimes it just doesn't happen. I once met a doctor who told me he himself is Asperger's. He has Asperger's, and he can't figure out which of his sides is right and which side is left. And yet he told me an amazing thing. He said he loves to play tennis. So he developed a shortcut. He said he puts a green dot on his one shoulder and a red dot on his other, and that's how he can tell which side of his body it is. So he knows whenever the ball's coming, he checks which side is which, and he knows where to swing. Now, I don't really understand that, but that worked for him. And he told me, your children are going to develop shortcuts. They're going to figure out how to make it work for them. But they're never going to be like everybody else. That's why they're called special children. Can you imagine the tsar, the pain that young person has growing up? Always feeling a little bit out of the loop, and the difficulty that he has being trapped in his physicality, and the parents, everyone, extended family. It's unbelievable. And that's really where the greatness comes in. That's your opportunity to shine. Because you're going to be so much more than just a good friend. So much more than just a role model. You're going to be someone beloved. Beloved not by just the individual, but the entire extended family. Everyone's going to love you because you're a lifesaver. And you don't even have to do that much. You know, we say every morning in Birkas HaBrachos, Birkas Torah, we say, Elu Devarim, these are those things she'ein lechem shir, there's no measure to. Hapeah, the corner we leave over for the poor. Habikurim, the first fruits for Avraham, going up to the Temple Mount for the Shalosh Regolim. The Milas Chasadim, kindness, Talmud Torah. These are those things there's no measure to. The Milas Chasadim, kindness. Any little thing you do in kindness is worth a fortune. Nodding at someone, smiling, saying good morning, whatever you could do to help somebody. It's worth so much, there's no measure how small the nuance has to be. And to give time to a special needs child. I remember when I had little children, I had a little boy who didn't fit in. He didn't have his own friends. He didn't even know what he was missing. And a few girls would come over every Sunday and they would spend an hour with him. It was the happiest hour of his entire week. They treated him so good. They made him like a little king. They played games with him. They did whatever he wanted to do. It was a lot of fun. And he loved them. They were like big sisters to him. That's the opportunity you have. You have a chance to be a big brother, a sibling, a role model, a hero. This is an incredible endeavor that you're on the very front step of taking. And if it succeeds here, it will succeed in other communities as well. The initiative is so huge, so great, I'm almost frightened to think that it won't succeed. The opportunity is right there for your reaching. There's no end to the amount of schar that you will get for embarking on this. The greatness that can come out of it. The accomplishments that you can succeed. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I hope every single one of you will take advantage of this opportunity to do this, to succeed, to become great. Thank you very much. You should have tremendous schar and hatzlacha. This program should grow in leaps and bounds. Thank you.